G'day guys and gal. Warhammer lore is so ridiculously vast that there is genuinely no one on this planet that knows it all, not even GW themselves. There are dozens of factions and sub-factions with thousands of characters featured in hundreds of parallel or overlapping plots. Needless to say, there's a lot of room for fun facts that fall through the cracks that you've probably never heard of. So I thought, why not dust off my boots and bring you another 10 Warhammer 40k fun facts that you probably haven't heard of. And yes, I have done actually a few of these videos, so check those ones out afterwards if you want. What the hell is that? Let's check that one out. Hey little buddy, you know you're not allowed to call for help, right? You know you get punished if you call for help.
Water, please.
You want water? You
please,
want water? I got you,
water,
buddy.
Please.
Is that better? Is that better, little buddy? How's the dioramas going, buddy?
They're going good. They're going really good. Yeah. Rylanor last stand. It's good. It's done. It's finished.
Oh, it's done. It's going to be ready for the 12th, the live stream.
Yeah, the live stream. Someone's going to win it. Yeah, the 12th of January. Someone's going to win it. It's finished. It's done.
Amazing. Oh, who's a good little boy?
I'm good. Please give me water.
We put some serious effort into making this stunning Rylanor's Last Stand diorama, featuring all 3000 Sun models, Rylanor and Fulgrim, all professionally painted. It captures the fateful moment that father and son are reunited, and we're giving it away to one of our DICE diorama members. DICE is a membership platform where you join one of 6 tiers, which then gives you access to various benefits like discounted codes with our partner brands, professional painter workshops, tier-specific giveaways, which we're actually running this weekend alongside the diorama giveaway. Pro tip, there are only 6 gold tier members, so the odds on that one are looking pretty great. And of course, the monthly epic diorama giveaway, which we're doing on the 12th of this month, so only a couple of days. This is the last time I'll promote this diorama before it's given away. If you're scared of commitment, then you can always just sign up to one of our one-time payment membership boosts, which enters you into the giveaway without having to sign up as a recurring member. This is your last chance to get in. Don't miss out. Today we'll go over 10 interesting bits of lore from Warhammer 40k that you've probably never heard of, and if you learned something new, then consider subscribing. My fragile YouTuber ego would greatly appreciate it. Let's get into it. Teleporting in Warhammer 40k is sometimes more of an art than a science, and it's extremely dangerous. The more unstable the teleport, the higher chance of ending up fused into a wall or door or something, which obviously sucks dick and makes you die very painfully. As such, when people teleport, they stand dead still and they clench their ass. However, the dread hosts of the Custodian Guard have something spicy. They have a Dark Age of Technology teleporter that not only teleports them with extreme accuracy, hence no casualties, but can teleport them mid-run or movement, so they can be sprinting on their ship, teleport while sprinting, and appear amongst the enemies mid-sprint, hence extreme violence. Usually when people do ship-to-ship teleporting, it's risky as the enemy has time to line up their shots and blast you as soon as the teleport finishes. Hence why teleporting space marines are usually Terminators or have boarding shields. However, the dread hosts need neither. That would be terrifying. If you've spent enough time with Warhammer, you probably would have heard about void shielding, the protection of choice for starships, titans, or even cities and fortresses. But how does it actually work? Well, it isn't just a big energy shield that blocks or deflects projectiles. It actually absorbs those projectiles and then teleports them into the warp where they detonate harmlessly. Each warp teleport takes energy, and after enough warp teleports, the shield will collapse. However, they can be recharged and reactivated. This is awesome as it means that instead of huge bombs exploding on a void shield and fucking up everything around it, it will absorb it. So all the guardsmen and tanks at the feet of the Titan don't get absolutely wrecked. This is why weapons used to strip void shields are so different from the ones used to actually destroy a ship or a Titan. Firing a nuke at a void shield would actually be shit as it would just be absorbed and detonate in the warp. But large-scale ordnance or scattered shots that would take a lot of absorbing will melt void shields even if they are actually weak against a ship's hull. But yeah, Tekken 40k is dope. Now whilst Necrons often appear like, and indeed are, a bunch of soulless boring us undead Egyptians, that doesn't mean they can't have culture. In fact, they even perform in plays. The only issue is that as Necrons live forever, so they have no sense of urgency, these plays can go on for decades, which some of the more live in the present Necrons find extremely fucking annoying and boring. This also feeds into other parts of their life, such as when 2 Necrons converse and one says something interesting or controversial, the other Necron can pause for an hour or two as he considers what they said before responding, and it's not considered an awkward silence or anything, they're just extremely patient. Not to be outdone, it's common knowledge that the Harlequins also like their performances and are known to perform for both the Craftworld, Exodite, and Dark Elder in order to remind them of the fall. However, did you know that the Harlequins also perform for non-Elder sometimes? Most of the time it has a point behind it, like performing for an Inquisitor because a Farseer saw that it would inspire them to do something that would ultimately benefit the Elder. Other times they just do it in an Imperial Hive city for the laughs, with many people unaware that those were Xenos performing due to their masks. Whenever the RBTs or local militia are called, the Harlequins would slip away and vanish, without a trace of bloodshed or violence. I honestly just think they do it for the fun. Everything about the orcs is a fun fact if we're being honest with ourselves, including the fact that they cannot grow facial or head hair, or any hair for that matter. Now you might be like, shut the fuck up Majorkill, you liar, this model literally has hair. No it doesn't, dipshit. That orc has actually found a number of specific squig leech creatures that he is allowed to become parasites on his flesh in order to give himself the appearance of hair. Many orcs see having these false squig hairlines as a sign of respect and office, hence they will fight over them as it's pretty rare and random to find squigs with the correct size and shape to be usable as hair. But yeah, very Warhammer of them. Hair isn't hair, it's alien parasites. Warhammer loves its funny naming conventions as well as subverting your expectations when it comes to where a name comes from. Like there will be a Xeno called a Face Eater, and the reason why it's called that is because it was discovered by Dr. Eater, who had a pretty face, and then it also eats faces. The two most egregious examples of this is the origins of the Land Raider and Land Speeder, two famous Space Marine assault vehicles. Now you would think that the land in the name refers to where the vehicle is most effective, but no, it's because the STC for these machines was discovered by Arkan Land, who to be fair is a fantastic character, so I'm not too mad about that, but it is a little bit of an eye roll. The one I don't like, however, is the origins of the Space Marine's name of Astartes. Originally Astartes meant Star Warrior, which is fucking sick. However, newer lore retconned it so that some chick called Aman Astarte helped create them, so the Emperor named them in her honor. It's just a very unnecessary change in my opinion, that adds nothing and takes something away. Hopefully this strange retconning of names isn't a trend. Trazyn the Infinite is a busy little bee, buzz, when it comes to collecting unique artifacts, so much so that he's actually banned from a shitload of tomb worlds, so usually the Necrons would be happy to receive and treat with such an esteemed member of their civilization. However, every time Trazyn visits a tomb world, he just can't help himself and he ends up looting some of their most prized artifacts, such as a time travel resistant cloak he wore. Now being banned from tomb worlds doesn't really stop Trazyn, as the man just takes whatever the fuck he wants, but it's a funny tidbit of lore about how many Necrons actually despise him. Coffee is still a thing in 40k and it's popular than ever, but true to 40k spirit they never actually call it coffee. Instead it is generally called one of two things, either caffeine or recaf. Caffeine is basically just freshly made caffeinated coffee. Recaf is decaffeinated coffee which then has caffeine re-added to it. Since coffee naturally has caffeine, this implies that they make the coffee, then they remove the caffeine, and then they put it back in, which doesn't make sense, but neither does 90% of Warhammer 40k, so it is what it is. In a similar vein to this, there's an Imperial world famous for its extremely fresh, delicious, and amazing food. It exports millions of metric tons of this stunning 5-star food as its tithe to the Imperium. However, in classic Imperium form, the Mechanicus who receives the tithe has calculated that if the food is crushed together into a tasteless paste, it will increase caloric efficiency by 0.04%. So as such, all this amazing food is turned into slop and given to the Imperium as that, which while I know this is fictional, it actually pisses me off. Whilst video games exist in 40k, they are rarely played and are often banned due to their addictive nature. After all, the Imperium needs its workforce slaving away, not flossing on their enemies in Fortnite. However, card games and board games are still very alive and well in the 42nd millennium. The most popular of these is a board game called Regicide, which at a glance appears to be a version of chess, featuring different pieces, including the Emperor's King. However, it is significantly more complicated and has a number of different variants. Often the board is circular with a hex grid configuration. Each piece has a special power, not just a movement pattern. You can also mask certain pieces, requiring the enemy to scry them to determine their identity. It's like a mix of chess, checkers, and a few other games. You can even put two boards together and play 4-player double Regicide. Honestly, you could argue it's somewhat similar to a 40k game in some respects, although that in itself also exists in 40k. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, or just want to win a sick diorama, then join Dice Dioramas. If we don't hit our KPIs, then Chris isn't allowed to go outside for another month. Hit the subscribe button, hit the real subscribe button for more interesting fun facts. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.